Semen retention gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro, it's important that you know that as a man, if you still have lust problems, you're not getting your wife. Listen, you'll never find the wife that's really gonna be your wife as long as you have lust. I repeat, you're not gonna find your wife that's really your wife if you have lust problems. Because if you got lust problems, listen, you're gonna find a desperate situation. I repeat, if you're still dealing with lust, you're gonna be involved in a lustful situation. You're gonna be involved in a desperate situation. Listen, at the end of the day, listen, a lot of people are desperate, but it's because they don't create content. Listen, they're still living in 1903. It's 2025. You're not creating content, so therefore you're gonna be desperate. Listen, everybody who's dating is desperate. They go from guy to guy to guy to guy. They're desperate. They go from woman to woman to woman to woman. Well, girl to girl to girl to girl. They're desperate. At the end of the day, listen, dating stopped for me after 10th grade. Listen, I haven't dated since 2020. At the end of the day, I repeat, I haven't dated since 2020. At the end of the day, you got dudes still out here, they having lust problems. Listen, all lust is gonna do, when you see that bubble, you don't see the real hurt. You're in a desperate situation. Every time you see the bubble and you want to go run up to her and talk to her, that's a desperate situation. So that's why dudes be having social anxiety. Social anxiety only comes from desperate situations. Listen, if you were the man, I repeat, if you were the man, would you really be nervous or have social anxiety when you pull up in a Ferrari and you know that you got a $10 million real estate portfolio? Would you really be desperate? Would you really want to take that girl serious, or would you tell her the truth? Listen, at the end of the day, a lot of the times why men got a lot of women to get laid is because they're desperate. Listen, the only thing you're gonna get out of lust is desperate situations. So listen, when she put you on child support along with Uncle Sam, you're also gonna have to be in a desperate situation because Uncle Sam is taking 70% of your income. Now you only got a 30% income. Every time you get paid, you only keeping 30% of your income. You still gotta eat. You still gotta provide a roof over your head, and you still need a car because she's not gonna let you use hers after she kicked you out and put you on child support. After you were already from the start, from the beginning, this is where the old woman don't take accountability comes in. From the start, he went up to her because of the bubble. Desperate. You desperate, bruh. That bubble is not the last bubble. That bubble is not the final boss. At the end of the day, listen. Why do you want to date? Why do you want to be desperate when you could change your life in 5 to 7 years? I repeat, why do you want to be desperate when you can literally change your life from now in 5 to 7 years? All you got to do is retain, upload content. Listen, every time you got something to talk about, upload content. Listen, you don't know whose life you could change. You could stop somebody just like I'm stopping somebody right now from being in a desperate situation. I'm stopping guys right now from dating and ruining their life. I'm stopping guys from eventually getting 70% of their income taken from them, from Uncle Sam, or facing jail charges. At the end of the day, you got to understand, dating is only for desperate people. Only desperate people date. Listen, only non-desperate people are single. Listen, we can have 12 Ferraris and be single. At the end of the day, listen, if it's not the wife, we don't care. I repeat, if it's not the wife, we don't care. A lot of these dudes are having sex before marriage. Desperate. At the end of the day, it don't got nothing to do with the Bible. You guys are just desperate. At the end of the day, listen. As a man, you should never be desperate. Desperate is going to lead to loss. Being desperate is not a great financial opportunity. Being desperate is the reason you're gonna go homeless. Being desperate is the reason guys go to jail. Being desperate is the reason their girlfriend is stabbing them in their sleep. Being desperate is the reason they're in bad relationships. Why do you think your relationships never worked out before? Because you're desperate. You listen to a desperate AMS. You listen to a desperate dating coach that gave you desperate advice. You took their 20 steps of desperate advice. You got to learn 20 steps to get a woman who does not like you. So this is why you got to use 20 desperate steps. Listen, if you have to use game to get or attract or keep a woman, you're desperate. I repeat, if you have to use game to attract or maintain a woman, you indeed are desperate and you're not established. Listen, semen retention gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro.